Hey everybody, Tanner Milne here. Today I want to talk about some reading hacks, and these are my methodologies that I've adopted over the years. People have asked me about them, and so I'm just going to kind of get into it and show you how I do what I do. And look, if it doesn't work for you, just no problem. Love this quote. Obviously, as a reader, I'm kind of on pace to always read about 50 books a year. This year, I'm way ahead of that for some reason. But not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. And I've had lots of interactions over the years with people that are like, I hate to read, or I'm not a reader. But maybe something in this might spark something for you. So obviously there's physical books. I'm going to use like the book, literally the book I'm reading right now. I'm usually reading anywhere from 3 to 5 books at any given time. But I'll kind of show you what this might look like. Obviously, physical reads. I love to physical read. I like to go in the back and make notes as I see things. Page 40, 44. I want to kind of go back to that, or there's some things I want to, and so I'm kind of going to the back to note those things. I'm making highlights and things like that within a physical book. I'll get to some speed reading techniques that might be helpful to you. These are not my developed techniques. I've tried a variety of these over the years to try and accelerate comprehension and speed. I will admit, I hated reading as a kid, through my high school years. This may resonate with some and not with others. I actually have one of my children is severely dyslexic, like very, very severe, and helping her through this journey of like processing it, working through it, trying to enhance and improve techniques. I realized that my skills and maybe some of my natural inclinations were difficult. And so finding what works for you to be a lifelong learner is really what's important with this whole concept of why I'm sharing some of these reading hacks. But physical books, next is Audible. I consume a lot of books via Audible, but not just Audible. In fact, if it's anything but like a biography, I don't love Audible, but I will give you an example. So this book that I'm reading right now, Mindfulness in Plain English, what I'll do, so as, in terms of Audible, if you didn't know this, you can speed up to 3.5x, which for most, that's insanity. I have tried to do some of my techniques, which I'll get into, but excuse me. The next is Kindle. Others have showed me some of their methods using, I've tried the Kindle on the phone. I don't love it. So I usually am reading Kindle, and like last year, I think I shared in some of my blog posts. Last year was the year of Louis L'Amour. I consumed a bunch of Louis L'Amour books that was all on Kindle. This year is like the year of John Grisham, and I'm consuming all of those on Kindle. But everything else is either physical, Audible, and or a combination of the two. The physical Audible is which I want to show you how I do what I do. So, like for example, I may be driving from point A to point B, listening to, say, this book, for example. So I'll be on Audible, I'll be listening to this book, and this is the mad scientist. So if I'm sitting, let me stick with, if I'm driving, I have the book, and I have it next to me, and when I get to point B, if there's something that I was like, oh my gosh, I love that, I'll open up the book, I'll find it, and I'll note it and try and capture it and do kind of what I would do if it was a physical read, so that there's some, except for me, enhanced comprehension, recall, etc. And so that's kind of how I do it when I'm in motion or in transit. And when I'm physically, sitting somewhere to read, I tend to default to listening and reading at the same time. And if you're at all have any level of ADD and you get distracted easily, that keeps me here exponentially. So that's what I do. So I listen on 2x while I'm following along and I'm reading along, and that kind of helps me to be to be quicker but higher comprehension, if that makes sense. Efficient but effective. And so to get sort of next into this speed reading hacks, none of these are my created, but start tracing a finger or a pen like fast across the line. Second step would be to start 3 words in. And then once you've kind of mastered that, then you take a snapshot of the line. And then to kind of get work on your pace, it's almost like, if you're a distance runner, like fartleks, sprints, running sprints. So go really fast before you want to read, and you'll just kind of work on that accelerated pace if you're looking to consume more. So anyways, love to read. Hopefully something in here is beneficial to you, and happy reading. Cheers.